President Trump's brokered Gaza ceasefire is on test. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered immediate and powerful strikes on the Gaza Strip. Netanyahu ordered the Israeli military to carry out intense strikes on the enclave after accusing Hamas of violating the U.S. brokered ceasefire. A statement from Netanyahu's office says, and I quote, "Following security consultations, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu instructed the military to immediately carry out powerful strikes in the Gaza Strip. The decision comes shortly after the IDF troops came under attack in the southern Gaza Strip and amid Israeli anger over further alleged Hamas violations involving the return of hostages' bodies." For its part, Gaza's Government Media Office accused Israel of committing 125 violations of the ceasefire since it came into effect on October 10th, including killing 94 Palestinians. Both sides are now trading charges of violating the truce, with Hamas now saying that it will postpone the handover of hostages' bodies due to Israeli truce violations. The Palestinian militant group added that any Israeli escalation will hinder the search, excavation and recovery of the bodies. Let's talk to our correspondent Susan Teherani, who's now joining us live on this broadcast from New York. Susan, Netanyahu's office claims that they had consulted with President Trump and the White House, and that's when they issued this fresh, immediate strikes on Gaza. Do we have any word from the White House?
As of yet, not immediately after the Prime Minister's office issued that statement that this attack is going to happen in earnest. However, if you may remember, and our viewers remember, that President Trump, on his way to his Asia tour, actually called on Hamas to act faster and hand over the bodies of the deceased hostages, or things are going to get very bad. He said that in order for this delicate ceasefire to really be in act, Hamas has to act fast and hand over those bodies. That was, the latest statement that we heard from President Trump, giving an ultimatum to Hamas. We're going to be hearing from the White House shortly, and hopefully we're going to get some kind of clarity on how this all came about. But we are seeing incoming reports not only about that mismatch in DNA of the body that Hamas handed over to Israel through the Red Cross, that Israel says that it was a body of a deceased hostage that was already recovered in 2023. But also, Israel is reporting that its forces were attacked by Hamas in Palestinian territory as well earlier this morning on Tuesday. So we'll get more clarity on where the U.S. stands right now. But as of now, it appears that the Prime Minister's office, the Israeli Prime Minister's office, is bent on attacking Gaza. I will say this is the second warning. This is the second time that Israel has threatened to do this. It really didn't pan out as much the first time, the second time since the ceasefire went into effect a few weeks ago. But it appears that they are serious this time.
Susan, what is the Trump administration saying about the continuous blame game between Hamas and also the Israeli government? Because Hamas says that Israel has violated the agreement, or the ceasefire agreement, 125 times, while Israel blames Hamas for not issuing the hostages' bodies with time, in consequence breaching the ceasefire.
Yeah, well, I think, of course, the American side is closer to what Israel is saying. Israel was very clear that the first phase of this ceasefire, and the United States backed Israel by that, was the return of hostages, those deceased and those alive. And Hamas has failed to do that.
All right, Susan Teherani, it's good to see you. We'll have to end it there. Thank you.